Good afternoon, everyone. I'll wait for next 2 minutes so that each one who wants to join the class can join it, and then I'll start the class. Okay, so I'll start the class now. So today I'm going to take the topic from mathematics, which is pairs of linear equations. The objective of this session would be to take you through different kinds of linear equation and different varieties of solving linear equations. So we would be looking at the different types of linear equations. Consistent, inconsistent. What is the meaning of consistent linear equation, inconsistent linear equations? How the solutions of a pair of linear equation changes depending on the value of their coefficients. Secondly, when we are done with these things, what we will do is we will look at the different types of solving the linear equations, which are graphical method, which are substitution method, elimination method, cross multiplication method, everything. And at the end of the session, in the last 15 to 20 minutes, what I'll do is I have selected a few questions which are based on application of pairs of linear equation. Primarily, they are word problems related to time, speed, and distance. If time permitted, I shall be taking one or two more questions apart from what I have included in this PPT. Now, what I want you guys to do is that this topic is not very difficult, but remain patient with me so that I can cover all the different type of questions. If you have any doubt, you can let me know during the presentation of this particular topic, and I shall be taking your doubts. So I'm starting with linear equation in two variables. So first of all, how this is presented. So any linear equation in two variable is presented as ax plus by plus c is equal to 0. I have assumed that x and y are two variables here. So x and y are two variables here. And what are a and b? A and b are coefficients of x and y respectively. So number coming in front of this variable is known as coefficient of that variable. Now we should know that a and b should be real numbers only. And they cannot be equal to 0. Why they cannot be 0? Because if I put 0 here, 0 multiplied by y will make this variable y without any relevance here. So if you look at the number, if you look at the equation, ax plus by is equal plus c is equal to 0, and if you put b is equal to 0, this equation turns to be ax plus c is equal to 0. So this meaning of two variables does not hold true when one of them becomes 0. I mean, one of the coefficients of x and y becomes 0. So any linear equation can be represented as ax plus by plus c is equal to 0, where x and y are your two variables, a and b are coefficients of x and y, and c is the constant over here. What we should need to understand over here is a should not be equal to 0 and b should not be equal to 0. Otherwise, the second variable will become without any relevance. So relevance of second variable will not be there in the equation. Now, how do we solve these linear equation? So solution of linear equation. So suppose I take any equation, ax plus by plus c is equal to 0, and what I do is I replace x with any number p and y with any number q, such that ap plus bq plus c becomes 0. X is equal to p and y is equal to q is known as solution of this equation. Now, what do I mean by solution of equation? So if I need to put it in word, the value of x and y such that upon putting x and y or replacing x and y with p and q in the linear equation ax plus by plus c is equal to 0, ap plus bq plus c becomes equal to 0. It means that replacement of x and y with corresponding values of x and y in equation ax plus by plus c. If the answer given to me is 0, that becomes solution of linear equation. So suppose I have 2x minus 3y plus 1, and if I put x is equal to 1 and y is equal to 1 here, what happens is 2 into 1 minus 3 into 1 plus 1. So this comes out to be 2 minus 3 plus 1, which is 3 minus 3, and that is equal to 0. So what comes out over here is that if x and y both are replaced with 1 respectively, this particular equation 2x plus 3y plus 1 gives me an answer 0. Hence xy 1 1 is solution of this particular equation. So what I am trying to mean in this particular scenario is that if x and y are respectively replaced by any two values p and q, such that ap plus bq plus c gives you an answer 0, p and q becomes solution of this equation. So it is as simple as this. Now let me go to the next topic, which is simultaneous linear equations in two variables. So what do I mean by simultaneous linear equations in two variables? So here I'll have a pair of linear equations, and that pair of linear equation would be represented as a1x plus b1y is equal to c1. This is my first linear equation, and the second pair would be a2x plus b2y is equal to c2. So this is called simultaneous linear equations in two variables. So I have two variables x and y here, and just by changing coefficients of x and y two times, first case I'm taking a1 here, second case I'm taking a2 here, b1 b2 here in first and second case, and c1 c2 here respectively in first and second case. I'm trying to make two linear equations, and together these two linear equations would be called simultaneous linear equations or a pair of linear equations. So two linear equations in two unknowns x and y are said to form a system of simultaneous linear equations if each of them is satisfied by same pair of x and y. So what I do is it becomes simultaneous equation when you have same value of x and y. So if I write it in the previous format, that a1x plus b1y minus c1 is equal to 0, and a2x plus b2y minus c2 is equal to 0, and I take one value x is equal to p and y is equal to q, such that a1p plus b1q minus c1 is also 0, and a2p plus b2q minus c2 is also equal to 0. In that scenario, these two equations becomes simultaneous linear equations. That is how it has to be understood. Now let me go to another topic. So what I have selected next is consistent system of linear equations and inconsistent systems of linear equations. What do I mean by consistent systems of linear equation and inconsistent systems of linear equations? So see what happens when we select when we have a pair of or simultaneous linear equations. So what happens, there are actually three possibilities. That suppose I am taking a1x plus b1y is equal to c1 and a2x plus b2y is equal to c2. What it does is actually that I have three cases possible. Case one is that we will have unique solution. Case two is that we'll have infinite solution. Unique solution means one value of x and y, one value of x and y which satisfies both the equations. Now what comes over here in infinite solution is if both the lines, if A1 and A2 are corresponding, B1 and B2 are corresponding, similarly C1 and C2, I discussed these things in later slides. What happens is that the two lines are coinciding with each other. So if two lines are drawn like this is line L1 and this is suppose like L2, line L2, what will happen is that line L1 and L2 are coinciding with each other. If they are coinciding with each other, then at each point or on infinite points, the infinite values of x and y will be satisfying these two equations. That is why I'm saying that we'll have infinite solution. And the third case is no solution. So two linear equations can be, or these are linear equations. What happens any linear equation, if you have a little bit of idea about coordinate geometry, just for the sake of understanding, I'll be discussing it, not for from the perspective of your exam. What happens is, if you understand the equation of line, what happens is equation of line is given by a1x plus b1y plus c1 is equal to 0. So any linear equation represents in coordinate geometry a line, something like this, for an example. And what happens is when two lines are found to be parallel, they do not meet each other at any point, or for any common value of x and y, they would not be meeting at each other, because there would be no intersection of these two lines. So what happens when two lines appear to be parallel, or when two lines are parallel, no value of x and y is satisfying, no value of x and y satisfies the two equation simultaneously. So in that particular case, the third condition, which is no solution, would be observed here. Now what do I mean by no solution is these two kind of cases. So consistent means either one unique solution or infinite solution. So if you read what I have written over here, that system of consistent linear equation. So when system of two linear equations in two variables have at least one solution, so I'll have consistent system. And inconsistent system means we don't have any value, I mean any x and y value satisfying those systems. So we'll have no solution. Simple as that. So I hope you understood consistent and inconsistent systems. Consistent linear systems of linear equation has either one unique solution or infinite solution. Inconsistent system means you have no solutions. Now with this, I move to another topic, which is solving simultaneous linear equations, and which tells me that the three possibilities that I was discussing. Now suppose I have a pair of linear equations, a1x plus b1y is equal to c1 and a2x plus b2y is equal to c2. Now case 1 is saying that the two lines intersect with each other. So if I draw x and y axis like this, and my two lines are like this, so you see here the two lines are intersecting at one particular point. Suppose these points are alpha and beta. This point, the alpha and beta, is common to both the lines a1x plus b1y is equal to c1 and a2x plus b2y is equal to c2. Hence I can write that a1 alpha plus b1 beta is equal to c1 and a2 alpha plus b2 beta is equal to c2, which tells me that alpha and beta is common and only solution to the pair of these equations. So hence, whenever the two lines are intersecting with each other, it will provide me one such point such that it is common to both the equations, and hence we will have only one solution. So I'll have only one solution here. Now what happens is, suppose the two lines are coinciding as I discussed. And if two lines are coinciding, so this is my x-axis and this is my y-axis, and the two lines are coinciding like this. So suppose this is line N1 and this is line L2. And what happens is, on line L1 and L2, there would be infinite x and y points which will be coinciding these two equations. Hence, I'll have infinite solutions here. And here two parallel lines. So suppose one line is like this and the second line is like this. So there would be no x and y which will be common to these two lines. Hence, I'll have case of no solution. Now, how do I do these things graphically? So I have taken a few questions that how to solve these questions graphically. So my first question which I have taken is, 4x plus 2y is equal to 3 and 4x plus 3y is equal to 2. So how do I solve these questions? So look at here. To solve this question, what I'll do is, first I'll take equation 1 and I represent y in terms of x. So if it has been told to me that x plus 2y is equal to 3, y comes out to be 3 minus x divided by 2. So what I'll do is, I'll take a few values of x and I'll try to find out a few values of y, corresponding values of y. So I'll take x in such a manner that I don't get any decimal points here. So I start with a negative value. I take x is equal to minus 3. When I take x is equal to minus 3, it gives me 3 minus 3 by 2, which is 6 by 2. So y comes out to be 3. I take x is equal to minus 1. So if I take x is equal to minus 1, this will give me 2 here. If I take x is equal to 1, this will give me 1 here. And if I take x is equal to 3, this will give me 0 here. So what I do is, I take x and y axis like this. So this is my y axis and this is my x axis. And what I do is I start plotting my values. So this is x is equal to 1, 2, 3, and here I take minus 1, I take minus 2, I take minus 3. So on x is equal to 1, this is 1, 2, 3. So on x is equal to minus 3, this is 3. On x is equal to minus 1, this is 2. On x is equal to 1, this is 1. And on x is equal to 3, this is 0. So if I meet these lines, these four points can be joined by a line, and this becomes my line L1. So suppose I'm also writing it as line L1. Now what happens is, I do the same thing for the second equation. So the second equation, y comes out to be 2 minus 4x divided by 3. Again, I'll take a few values of x and I'll try to find out a few corresponding values of y. Now here I have a 3 in the denominator. So what I would like to do is that I would like to take a few values of x such that I don't get any decimal value of y. Then there is no problem in getting decimal value of y. Just for the sake of making things easier, I'm trying to take only such values of x which will give me non-decimal values of y. There is absolutely no problem if you are finding any value of y which is in decimal. It's just that you have to, in the graph paper, you have to select such point properly, and then you have to draw that line. So look at here, this is, so what I'll put here is I'll put x is equal to -2. So sorry, x is equal to -4. So if I put x is equal to -4, this becomes -4 into -4, 16 plus 2, 18 divided by 3. I'll get y is equal to 6. Now if I put x is equal to, so I know that up now the values has to be in multiples of 3. So I'll start decreasing it by 3. So this becomes -1. So increasing it by 3. Sorry. So this becomes -4 into -1 is +4, plus 2 is 6. 6 divided by 3 is 2. Now I again increase it by +3. So you see here, when the denominator was 2, I increased it with a common difference of 2. Now I am increasing it with a common difference of 3. So just select one value and look at the denominator, keep on increasing it with same frequency, you will find the correct answer. Now you put 2 here, so 4 into 2 is -4 into 2 is -8, plus 2 is -6, and you get -6 divided by 3 as -2. So if I have these points, what I get is at y is equal to -4, I get 1 2 3 4 5 6. I get one value here, so I get one value here. Then at y is equal to 2, y is equal to x is equal to -1, I get y is equal to 2. So you see here, these 2 points, x is equal to -1 and y is equal to 2 here, and x is equal to -1 and y is equal to 2 here is common to both the equations. So it means that my line is passing something like this. So here the common point, the point of intersection, which is x is equal to -1 and y is equal to 2, is common to both of these lines. And in this case, what happens is, just by plotting the lines, I can see that I can write that the two graphs, what I write as solution is the two graphs, the two graph lines intersect at -1 2, hence they are, or this is the solution of the given simultaneous equation. So this is how I write at the last after drawing. So what I have to do, the process is, you take equations one by one, you take the you represent y in terms of x, you put few values of x so that you get corresponding values of y, you plot the first line, then you go to the second equation, you do the same thing representing y in terms of x, and then what we do is we find out corresponding values of y after plotting, and then we plot the second line. We just check at what point these two lines are intersecting, and then we write this, that the two graph lines intersect at this point, hence that would be the unique solution of given pair of equations. So that is how we have to do this question. If somebody is asking you that how to solve these kind of questions, you can draw the graphs easily. Now let me go to another equation. I have to show that the system, so that the above system of linear equations is inconsistent. What do I mean by inconsistent? So just give me a moment. Inconsistent. So meaning of inconsistent means the pair of linear equation has no solution. I have already explained that the no solution condition will come only when the given pair of lines are parallel to each other. So if they are parallel to each other, it means that my question becomes now very clear, that the two lines which I am plotting now has to be parallel to each other, and they cannot be cutting or intersecting each other at any particular point. Now what I do is I take a few values. So you look at here, I take first equation and I represent 3y is equal to 5 minus 2x, and y is equal to 5 minus 2x divided by 3. Now what I do is I take, look at here, I take x and corresponding values of y. Now I take x is equal to minus 2. So if I take minus 2 into minus 2 is 4. 4 plus 5 is 9 divided by 3 is 3. So at x is equal to minus 2, I get y is equal to 3. Now I told that look at the denominator, increase it by plus 3, this becomes 1. So at x is equal to 1, this will give me 1. At x is equal to 4, this will give me 5 minus 8, so this will give me minus 1. So what I'll do is I'll draw this particular line in the graph paper given. So I take x is equal to minus 2 here, and here 1 2 3. So this is 1 point. The second point is at x is equal to 1. So at x is equal to 1, I get it equal to 1. And at x is equal to 4, which is 2 3 4, I get this as minus 1. So this is the line system which has been going like this. So this is how my line L1 will look like. So L1 looks like this. And let me go to the second pair of equations. So what I get here is y is equal to x, or y is equal to 3 plus 4x divided by 6. So now again I do the same thing, x and y, and I take values of x which can satisfy. So see here, choosing a value of x here so that y is divisible by 6 prima facie, because if I take 1 2 it will not give, 3 it will not give. So but on x is equal to 3, what I'll get is I'll get y is equal to half something. So 3 in plus 4 into 3, which is 15 divided by 6, which is nothing but 2.5. So I'm starting with, so what I do over here is I start with x is equal to minus 3. If I put x is equal to minus 3, this will give me 1.5. If I put x is equal to 3, this will give me 2.5. And if I put x is equal to 9, this will give me 3.5. Sorry, if I put x is equal to 3, then I get 2.5. If I put x is equal to 9, I get 9 into 4 plus 3 divided by 6. So this will give me 6.5. And if I put x is equal to minus 3, so this will give me minus 9 by 6, which is 1.5. So what happens over here is I take x is equal to minus 3, and this is my 1.5 somewhere here. If I take x is equal to 3, have I made any, this line graph is, this first line graph, I'll draw it once again. The first line graph is, so in the first line graph, y is equal to 5 minus 2x divided by 3. If you put minus 2 here, so at x is equal to minus 2, so this is actually a negative sign here. So these values will change. So what happens as x is equal to this becomes minus 3, at x is equal to 3 1, this becomes minus 1, and at x is equal to 3 this becomes 4. So line would be something like this. where I'll put the values that x is equal to -2. This x is equal to -3. This is going out to be 3. -3 at x is equal to 1. This will be 4, and x is equal to -1. This will be nearly 1. Now what happens over here is at minus x is equal to -3, I get 1.5 here, so which will be this point. At x is equal to 3, I get 1 2 3, I get 2.5 here. So what happens is a line parallel to this like this will come. So what happens over here is this line should actually go from here, this line L1, because at x is equal to 1, I'm getting a -1 here. So this probably gives me a better picture of how the lines has to be drawn. So the lines has to be drawn like this. So at -2, I'm getting a -3. At 1, I'm getting a -1, and at 4, I'm getting a 1. So line is like this, L1, and L2 would be at x is equal to -3. I get 1.5 like this. So on y is equal to positive 1.5. At x is equal to 3, it will be 2.5. So x is equal to 1 2 3. So it will be 2.5 somewhere here. So you see the line goes something like this. So L1 and L2 looks parallel. So I'll write that as L1 and L2 is parallel. The given simultaneous equation does not intersect anywhere, hence no solution, and hence inconsistent. So first we will have to write that it has no solution, and then we will write that it is inconsistent. So this is how it is. Now let me go to another example, and which tells me that I have taken this particular equation purposefully because I have to find area bounded. So what I'll do again, I'll write y is equal to 11 minus 3x. Here there is no denominator, so I take few values of x and I find corresponding values of y. So I take x is equal to -2. So if x is equal to -2, then y is equal to 11 minus 3 minus 2 is equal to 17. Similarly, if x is equal to 0, so y comes out to be 11. So I have taken 0 and 11, and then I have taken x is equal to 2. So then y comes out to be 11 minus 3 into 2, which is 5. So x is equal to 2, y comes out to be 5. Now I plot this line like this. So what happens is let me plot this line for you. So I'll take this as -2, and I'm taking 2 4 6 8 10 12 14 16, and this will be 17, so somewhere here. And then I'm taking x is equal to 0, so I'm taking then I'll have at x is equal to 0, y is equal to 11, so somewhere here. And then at x is equal to 2, which is here, I'll have y is equal to 5, so somewhere here. So I'm getting one line like this, which is my line L1. So I'm saying line L1 is like this. Now y is equal to 1 minus x in the second case. So what happened is x and y. So this again I take as x is equal to -2. So I get 3 here, and I take x is equal to 0, so I get 1 here, and I take x is equal to 2, so I get minus 1 here. So what happens in this situation is, at x is equal to minus 2, x is equal to minus 2, y is equal to 3. So this is somewhere like this. So x is equal to minus 2, y is somewhere here. Now at x is equal to 0, y is how much? Y is equal to 1. So which is so once again, let me check the values once again. So if x minus y is equal to 1, so y comes out to be x minus 1. So this is at x is equal to minus 2, this becomes minus 1. So this becomes minus 2 at x is equal to minus 2. I'll take minus 2, so this becomes minus 3, this becomes minus 1, and at 2 this becomes 1. So at minus 2, this is somewhere here, which is minus 3. At x is equal to 0, this is minus 1, and at x is equal to 2, this is 1. So the line goes something like this, and it intersects here. So this particular area I'll put a graph like this, and what I do is I'll shade it like this. Now I'll try to, if somebody asks me that what are these points, so I'll put x is equal to 0 in the, because at y-axis x is equal to 0, so I know this is 11, and at x is equal to 0 here, y is equal to minus 1, so this point would be y is equal to minus 1. If somebody asks me that where it intersects x-axis, so for x-axis I'll put y is equal to 0, or the line itself. If I draw a line with the help of a scale and all those things, so what happens is automatically you get a line which is um, intersecting at such point. So you can draw that point, and you can give the coordinates over there only. So you just have to shed this part and you'll find the answer. Now what happens is, in this particular case, these questions would be 3 marker or 4 marker or 5 marker. So specifically this question would be something nearer to 4 marks question, 3 marks, 5 marks question. So please pay required attention in solving these kind of questions. Now I've taken substitution method of solving questions, and the substitution method, the methods are like this. I'll explain you the methods, and then I'll solve this question. The method is like this, that take one equation, take any one equation, and express y in terms of x or vice versa, x in terms of y in any one equation. Then what I need to do is that I need to substitute this value of x or y, substitute x or y in second equation, and similarly, if I'm substituting x, then find value of y or x by substitution. If you get one value, the second equation is already available to you from, and find x or y by putting value in first step. So these are the 4 steps to solve these questions, and what happens is I will solve this question and tell you how these things happens. So I'm taking this equation, and what I do over here is y is equal to 7 minus 2x from first equation. I'll put it in the second equation. So 4x minus 3, 7 minus 2x plus 1 is equal to 0. So 4x minus 21 plus 6x plus 1 is equal to 0. So 10x minus 20 is equal to 0. 10x comes out to be equal to 20. So x comes out to be equal to 2. Now if x is equal to 2, I'll put it in this equation. So 7 minus 2 into 2 is equal to 7 minus 4, which is equal to 3. So y is equal to 3. So this is how you have to solve by substitution method. What I did was that I found the value of y here, and then I put the value of y in the second equation, found the value of x, and then by finding the value of x, I found the value of y once again. So what I need to do in this equation, elimination method, is I write the steps to solve elimination method. So steps to solve elimination method is, first what I need to do is multiply the given equations. I need to multiply the given equations, and when I'll multiply, look at here, if I look at the coefficients of x and y, none of them are same. If they are not same, then in that condition what happens is I need to eliminate either x or y. The objective is to eliminate one of them. To eliminate one of them, I need to make the coefficients of either x or y equal. If in that particular scenario, what is the nearest number which is equal to a1 and a2, which is here 10 and 6. So 10 and 6, I'll take LCM of 10 and 6, that comes out to be 30. It means that if I need to eliminate x, I need to make it 30. Or if I take 3 and 5, the LCM is 15, so I need to make 3y and 5y 15y. So what I do, that's what I'm writing here, that multiply the given equations by suitable number. Why I need to multiply it with suitable number? So as to make coefficients of one unknown equal, or one variable equal. The second one is, look at the sign. If the signs are same, then subtract. So you subtract it. If they are different, then add it. So it means that if both are positive or both are negative, then you subtract it. If they are different, then you add it. And then what I do is find the value of one unknown which is not eliminated. So eliminated one would be gone, and by knowing this value, put this value in any of the equation to get second unknown. So this is how you have to solve. So what I'm trying to say you is that I'll take an example and I'll do it. So I'm writing here 10x plus 3y is equal to 75, and 6x minus 5y is equal to 11. What I do here is I'm eliminating y. So to eliminate y, I just told that 3 and 5 needs to be made same, and LCM of 3 and 5 is equal to 15. So if I have to make this 15, I'll multiply this by 5 and I'll multiply this by 3, because 5 into 3 is 15. So this becomes 50x plus 15y is equal to 75 into 5, which comes out to be 375. And multiply this with 3, you get 18x minus 15y is equal to 33. Now I need to eliminate y because the coefficients of y are same. In this case, what happens is As the signs are different, I'll just add it. After addition, this will get eliminated. So this gives me 68x is equal to, this becomes 80408. So how much it comes? X comes out to be 408 divided by 68. How much it will be? So 50 plus this is 375. So x will come out to be 60 into 6 plus 8 into 6. So this will come out to be 6. Now, if x is 6, I'll put this value in one of the equations here. So 6 into 6 minus 5y is equal to 11. So 5y is equal to 36 minus 11, which is equal to 25. And y is equal to 25 by 5, which is 5. So x comes out to be equal to 6 and y comes out to be equal to 5. So that is how you have to solve this equation. Now let me go to the next topic. So the next topic is let me go to the next topic. The next topic is I have taken a few questions over here, and I have not given by which method I should solve these questions. So the first equation over here is 2ax minus 2by is equal to a plus 4b plus a plus 4b is equal to 0. And the second equation is 2bx plus 2ay plus b minus 4a is equal to 0. So how to solve this question? So first I write it in terms of a1x plus b1y is equal to c1. So I write it 2ax minus 2by is equal to minus a minus 4b, and I write this 2bx plus 2ay is equal to 4a minus b. Now if you look at this equation, substitution would be a bit difficult. If I start substituting, so I find that minus 2by is equal to minus a minus 4b divided by 2a. So y will come out to be a plus 4b divided by 2ab, sorry, 4ab. Now to put this value and do all these things would make the question or the process tedious. What I do is, you look at here, if I multiply this equation with b, so this x would be equal to 2abx, and if I multiply this equation with a, this x coefficient would be 2ab. So it means that I can make the coefficient of x same at both the places, which looks like a feasible solution. So what I do is that I multiply this equation with b, and this equation with a. So what I get over here is 2abx minus 2b square y is equal to minus ab minus 4b square. And if I multiply this will give me 2abx plus 2a square y is equal to 4a square minus ab. Now what I'll do is I will eliminate x. So negative, negative, this becomes negative and this becomes positive. So this is gone. I get 2a square minus 2b square y, and this ab gets cancelled out. I get 4. Here I get minus 4 because both of them are minus, so I'm taking minus 4 a square plus b square. Now this is also negative here because this comes out to be minus 2a square minus 2b square, so I'll take negative out. Now this negative negative will get cancelled out. So what I get is 2a square plus b square y is equal to 4a square plus b square. So a square b square gone, y comes out to be 4 divided by 2, which is equal to 2. Now if y is equal to 2, what I'll do over here is I'll put it in this equation. So what I get over here is 2ax minus 4b, because y is equal to 2, is equal to minus a minus 4b. So this minus 4b gone, x comes out to be minus a divided by 2a, which is equal to minus 1 by 2. So x comes out to be minus 1 by 2. So if in this kind of question where you find that you don't have to select the values of x and y, sorry, you can't substitute the values of x and y. So in that particular, or substituting the values of x and y is a bit tedious. What we need to do in this particular condition is that we need to use the substitution method. So wherever the method is not mentioned, please identify that which method is suitable for you, and the same method has to be used. Now let me take this equation. So this equation is, I have taken a special case. So what does this special case means? The special case is 47x plus 31y is equal to 63, and 31x plus 47y is equal to 15. What this means is I am interchanging the coefficients of x and y in both the equations. So when the coefficients of x and y are getting interchanged in both the equation, the first step is add both the equations. So first step is add both the equations, and by addition what I get, 47x plus 31x plus 31y plus 47y is equal to 63 plus 15. So what I get is 47 plus 31 is 68x, and similarly 31 plus 47 would be 68y. Sorry, this is 78x plus 78y is equal to 78. So x plus y is equal to 78 divided by 78, and that is equal to 1. So x plus y is equal to 1. What will I get here? Equal to 1, I'll get this. So now I'll do substitution. So y is equal to 1 minus x. I'll put it here. 47 plus 31, 1 minus x is equal to 63. So I get 47 plus 31 minus 31x is equal to 63. So what do I get? I get 47 plus 31 is equal to, so 47, 68 minus 31x. Am I doing something wrong over here? So I have got equation x plus y is equal to 1. So y would be equal to 1 minus x. So y I'm keeping as 1 minus x. So this is 47x. That's what I'm saying. So 47x minus 31x is equal to this makes 16x plus 31 is equal to 63. 16x is equal to 63 minus 31 is equal to 32, and x is equal to 2. Now if x is equal to 2, this gives me 1 minus 2 is equal to minus 1. So x comes out to be equal to 2 and y comes out to be equal to minus 1. What we need to take care in this particular case is that whenever the x and y coefficients are getting interchanged, we need to add it. This is the one thing we need to take care, and after that we can do it with either substitution or elimination method. Now let me go to another type of question, and in this type of question what I have selected is that the denominators are in variables are in denominator. So if variables are in denominator, what will I do is, what are the variables here? X and y, but they are coming as, so I can write this as 3a into 1 by x minus 2b into 1 by y is equal to minus 5. and this I can write as a into 1 by x plus 3b into 1 by y is equal to 2. Now 1 by x is equal to u and 1 by y is equal to v. So what I do over here is 1 by x, I replace 1 by x with equal to u, so I get 3au minus and 1 by y with b, so minus 2bv is equal to minus 5, and I get here au plus 3bv is equal to 2. So now what I do, I multiply this with 3. Why? Because I want to cancel out u, so multiply this equation with 3. What will you get? So I'm writing first equation here. I get 3au minus 2bv is equal to minus 5, and when you multiply this you get 3au plus 9bv is equal to 6. Now you subtract it, what you get is this 3au gets cancelled, minus 11bv is equal to minus 11. So v comes out to be minus 11 divided by minus 11b. So this is gone. V comes out to be 1 by v. So you look at here, I write 1 by y is equal to 1 by b. So y comes out to be equal to b. Now in this equation only, in the second equation, which was au plus 3bv equal to 2, I'll put v is equal to 1 by b. So au plus 3b into 1 by b is equal to 2. So what I do is this b and b gets cancelled out. Au plus 3 is equal to 2. Au is equal to 2 minus 3 is equal to minus 1, and u comes out to be minus 1 divided by a. So if I put over here 1 by x is equal to minus 1 by a, so x comes out to be equal to minus a. So y came to be equal to b and x is equal to minus a. This is the solution of equation over here. So I hope you understood this question. I've taken one more question like this, which is a difficult question from this particular topic. And this is my question, which I have selected. So here, instead of x and y, both the variables are coming in the denominator at both the places. So this method remains the same. So what I'll assume over here is that 1 by 2x plus 3y is equal to u, and 1 by 3x minus 2y is equal to v. And then I'll start replacing it. So this gives me 1 by 2u plus 12 by 7y, sorry, 12 by 7v. So this I write as 12 by 7v, and this comes out to be 1 by 2, and this I write as 7u plus 4v, and that is equal to 2. Now even after doing this equation looks like a bit tedious equation. So am I right by taking this equation correctly? So what I get over here is, so see, what I do is I'll try to take this particular, because here denominators are coming, and which is 2, 7 and 2. I'll try to remove these denominators first. So what I'll do is I'm writing this equation 1 by 2u plus 12 by 7v is equal to 1 by 2. And as the LCM is 14, so I'm writing 14 everywhere. And this comes out to be 7u plus 24v is equal to 7. So this 14 gets cancelled out. My second equation comes out to be 7u plus 24v is equal to 7. So what I get over here is this negative, this negative, this negative, minus 20v is equal to minus 5, and v comes out to be 1 by 4. So I put it here, this is equal to 1 by 4. So 1 by 3x minus 2y is equal to 1 by 4. So I write here 3x minus 2y is equal to 4. And second equation, if v is 1 by 4, now let me put it in this equation. So I write here 7u plus 4 into 1 by 4 is equal to 2. So 7u plus 1 is equal to 2. So 7u is equal to 1. U comes out to be 1 by 7. So this is equal to 1 by 7, which gives me 2x plus 3y is equal to 7. Now I need to solve these two equations to get the value of x and y. So what I do is I get, let me go to another slide. So what I get over here is 3x minus 2y is equal to 4, and 2x plus 3y is equal to 7. Now multiply this equation with 7 and multiply this equation with 4. I get here 21x minus 14y is equal to 28, and I get here 8x plus 12y is or sorry, what I can do is that I can rather than doing this, I can multiply this equation with 3 and this with 2. So what I get is 9x minus 6y is equal to 12, and 4x plus 6y is equal to 14. So add it, you get 13x is equal to 26. X comes out to be 2. You put it in this value, 3 into 2 minus 2y is equal to 4. So this comes out to be minus 2y. 4 minus 6 is equal to minus 2. Y comes out to be equal to 1. So I write x is equal to 2 here and y is equal to 1 here. This is your answer. So I had taken a very difficult question from this topic, and if what you need to do in this case is that the only way you can make uh, any mistake in this question is calculation mistake, because so what you need to do in this question is write every step very clearly. There should not be any correction errors, and even if you are doing correction errors, make it in such a way, so if you are doing any correction error, suppose you have done something wrong, just cut it by one line, one slash line, and then you write everything below it, not start writing there only, so that every step that you write over here is visible to your eyes very clearly, and then you can match the answers. Now one particular thing which we need to take care in case of linear equations is that whatever value of x and y I'm getting should be uh, checked with the answers. So what I do is I get x is equal to 2 here and y is equal to 1 here. Let me put it in the values and try to get the answers. So if I put x is equal to 2 and y is equal to 1, so what happens is this is 1 by 2, 2x plus 3y plus 12 by 7, 3x minus 2y is equal to 1 by 2, and I got x is equal to 2 and y is equal to 1. I'll put the values here, 1 by 2, 2 into 2 plus 3 into 1, and do it on your rough paper. So 12 by 7, 3 into 2 minus 2 into 1. So what I get over here is 1 by 2, and this comes out to be 4 plus 3 plus 12 divided by 7, and this 6 minus 2 is 4. So what I get over here is 1 by 14 plus 3 by 7. So this is nothing but 14, 1 plus 6. So this gives me 7 by 14, which is equal to 1 by 2, which is the right hand side here. It means that whatever values of x and y I have got over here is actually correct. So you, in this kind of question, don't just leave the answer by just getting it on the rough paper. You should definitely put the values of x and y as I did, and you should find out the values. So this is how it is. So now condition of solvability, I have already discussed condition of solvability with you, that when lines are parallel, so unique solution you get in when intersection of line is possible, infinite solution in case of coinciding, and no solution in case of parallel lines. But how will you decide that when lines are parallel, when lines are coinciding, and when lines are intersecting? So for that, I'm giving you conditions now, and what I do over here is I take two equations, a1x plus b1y is equal to c1. This is question 1, and a2x plus b2y is equal to c2. This is 2. So what I do over here is, look at here. So I can take uh, corresponding for each, for x, the ratio of coefficients would be a1 by a2. For y, ratio of coefficients is b1 by b2, and for constant, coefficient is c1 by c2. Now there are three possibilities. If a1 by a2 is not equal to b1 by b2, then you will get unique solution. And why? Because if these are my two parallel lines and they are intersecting at each other, it means that their slopes are not equal to each other. If their slopes are not equal to each other, and what is the slope? So in this line, in first condition, if you know the coordinate geometry, the slope would be minus a1 by b1, and here the slope would be, and this will not be equal to slope here minus a2 by b2. Negative negative is gone. A1 by a2 should not be equal to b1 by b2. This is what the logic is. So if two lines are intersecting each other, the logic is that they should not be parallel to each other. They should not be coinciding with each other. In that particular case, if the line is, two lines are not coinciding or parallel to each other, then what happens is that their slopes are not equal. So it means that slopes not equal, so a1 by a2 not equal to b1 by b2. In exactly opposite case, when slopes are equal, there are two possibilities. So if slope a1 by a2 is equal to b1 by b2, it means that either the lines are coinciding like this, l1 and l2, or the lines are parallel to each other. So when the lines are parallel to coinciding, it means that c1 by c2, everything has to be corresponding. So the second case is a1 by a2 equal to b1 by b2 equal to c1 by c2, which will give you infinite solution. And the third case is a1 by a2 is equal to b1 by b2 and not equal to c1 by c2. What do I mean by c1 and c2 are y-intercepts. So if y-intercepts are not equal, and slopes are equal, it means that two lines are parallel to each other. And if they are parallel to each other, you will not get any solution. So no solution here. So these are the three conditions. Just write it down before I start solving the question on this concept. So I've taken a question on this concept. So let me go to that. topic. So look at here, what I need to do is that find the value of k for which system of equations 3x plus y is equal to 1 and 2k minus 1x plus k minus 1y is equal to 2k plus 1. So what do I need here? I need no solution here. So in this case, which particular case a1 by a2 should be equal to b1 by b2, that should not be equal to c1 by c2. So I'll apply that in this question. So a1 is equal to 3, a2 is equal to 2k minus 1, b1 is equal to 1, b2 is equal to k minus 1, c1 is equal to 1, c2 is equal to 2k plus 1. Now a1 by a2 is equal to b1 by b2, that should not be equal to c1 by c2. If you don't write this, you don't get the answer, you don't get the marks. So you need to first write this. So what happens over here is, let me write it, replace the values. 3 by 2k minus 1 is equal to 1 by k minus 1, and that is not equal to 1 divided by 2k plus 1. So if these two are equal, let me equate it. So let me cross multiply it. 3 into k minus 1, 1 into 2k minus 1. So this becomes 3k minus 3 is equal to 2k minus 1. So this gives me, this goes here, 3k minus 2k is equal to 3 minus 1. So k comes out to be equal to 3 minus 1, 2. So what is this ratio? Then I need to find out this ratio. So at k is equal to 2, this ratio is equal to 3 divided by 2 into 2 minus 1. And this is nothing but 1 divided by 2 into 2 minus 1. 2 minus 1. So this is 3, 4 minus 1 is 3, and that is equal to 1 by 1. So this is also equal to 1 by 1. And what is this? If I put 2 here, so this is 2 into 2 plus 1, so which is 1 by 5. So now I can say that 1 by 1, which is 1, is not equal to 1 by 5. Hence, k is equal to 2 value, I can accept it. So this is how you have to solve the question. Now let me take another question of this type. I have not included it here, but I would like to take that question here for better understanding of this concept. So this is a CBSE 2003 question, which I'm going to write now, and in this question is x plus k plus 1y is equal to 5, and k plus 1x plus 9y is equal to 8k minus 1. And what do I want here? I want infinite solutions. So I write here, for infinite solution, a1 by a2 should be equal to b1 by b2, and that should be equal to c1 by c2. So a1 by a2 is 1 by k plus 1, and b1 by b2 is k plus 1 divided by 9, and c1 by c2 is 5 divided by 8k minus 1. Now I have three cases. If I assume to be p, this complete thing, this to be q, and this to be r, so, or let me write it capital R. Now I have completely three cases. So I will make P is equal to Q. So this is my first case. So P is equal to Q. This gets multiplied here. So K plus 1 square comes out to be 9. So K plus 1 comes out to be plus minus 3. So if I take plus 3, K comes out to be 2. If I take minus 3, K comes out to be minus 4. Then I keep P is equal to R. So in that case, I get 8k minus 1 is equal to 5k plus 5. So I get 3k is equal to 6 and k is equal to 2 comes out. Now if I keep q is equal to r, in that particular case I get this k plus 1 multiplied by 8k minus 1 is equal to 9 into 5, 45. So I get 8k square plus 8k minus k minus 1 is equal to 45. So what do I get here? If you solve this equation, this is 8k square plus 7k minus 46. If you solve this by minus b plus minus b square minus 4ac divided by 2a, you will find that it will come out to be k is equal to 2 and minus 23 by 8. Now what I'll choose only that value of k which is common to all three conditions. So k is equal to 2 is common to all three conditions. So as I'll write here, as k is equal to 3 is common to all three cases, hence k is equal to 2 is the answer. So this is how we have to take questions and we have to solve in this particular chapter. Now let me move to another topic, which is cross multiplication method. Now what is cross multiplication method? I'll just explain to you. So first of all, cross multiplication method, a1x plus b1y is equal to c1 and a2x plus b2y is equal to, or write it, plus c1 is equal to 0 and plus c2 is equal to 0. And I say that when a1 by a2 not equal to b1 by b2. What do I mean by this? That I have unique solution. So in this particular case, x is given by b1 c2 minus b2 c1 divided by a1 b2 minus a2 b1. If you will solve this equation by elimination or substitution, you will find out this value of x. And y will come out to be c1 a2 minus c2 a1 divided by a1 b2 minus a2 b1. Now you need to understand that c1 and c2 over here has been taken before this equal to sign. If somebody gives you equation like this, a1x plus b2y is equal to c1 and a2x plus b2y is equal to c2, when I take this c1 and c2 on the other side to find out this formula, this comes out to be a1x plus b1y is minus c1 is equal to 0 and a2x plus b2y minus c2 is equal to 0. So wherever c1 and c2 is coming over here, that would be replaced by a negative sign over here. So this c1 will become negative, this c2 will become negative here, and here c1 will become negative and c2 will become negative. When the c1 and c2 has been taken on the other side of the equal to sign, if it has been taken on this side of the equal to sign, then this particular formula has to be taken as I have written on the whiteboard. But if this c1 and c2 is on the other side of the equal to sign, then it has to be interchanged with a minus c1 and minus c2 in each case. So for this equation, complete thing, this a1x plus b1y, what I do is a1x plus b1y, the better way, plus c1 is equal to 0 and a2x plus b2y plus c2 is equal to 0. It can be written as x divided by b1 c2 minus c2 b1. So if x is there, I am taking coefficient of y and constant. If y is there, I'm taking, so see here, if y is there, so I'm starting with first equation. So see here, if x is there, so I've taken b1 and then I have multiplied here and then I have taken b2 c1. If y is there, so I'm taking first equation constant, so c1, and then I go to here c1 a2 minus c2 a1 and then I'll write 1 divided by a1 b2 minus a2 b1. So this is how you can write it, or you can write like this. So you can write x, y, and 1. And you can write this as b1, b2, c1, c2, a1, a2, b1, b2. This is how you have to remember. So for x, you multiply this, multiplied by, divided by this one, a1, b2. For y, what we need to do is that we need to multiply this divided by this. So denominator is always right hand side, sorry, and numerator for x is just below it, numerator of y is just below it, and we have to write b1 b2, c1 c2, and a1 a2, and again we have to write b1 b2. That's how we have to remember. And this is for which equation? For equation where this c1 and c2 is on the left hand side of 0. If it is on right hand side of 0, c1 and c2 has to be replaced here with a negative sign, as simple as that. So you need to check this very clearly when you are solving equations. So what I'll do is, now I'll take an example, and the example in front of me is 2x plus 3y is equal to 17 and 3x minus 2y is equal to 6. So what we see here is, in the equation given over here, x, y, z, which I had written in front of you, and I had written b1 b2 c1 c2 a1 a2 and b1 b2. The c1 c2 over here was positive in that case, because c1 c2 was taken here. Here it would be negative. So what I write over here is, I will replace x, y, z. So b1 b2 is 3 minus 2, c1 c2 is minus 17 minus 6. Why I'm writing this minus? Because this is on the other side of the equal to sign, and this is 2 3, and again this is 3 minus 2. Now x is equal to this multiplied by 3 into minus 6 18 minus multiplication of this, so minus 34, divided by, you multiply this, minus 4 minus 9, so this comes out to be minus 52 divided by minus 13, so x comes out to be 4. Now y would be this, so minus 17 minus 3 is minus 51, and minus minus is plus 8, divided by this remains minus 13. So this is minus, what happens over here is, this is minus minus plus 8, so minus 51, and this is minus 12 plus 12, so this comes out to be minus 39 divided by minus 3, so this comes out to be 4. So this is nothing, minus 6 into minus 2 is plus 12. So let me write it as plus 12, and this comes out to be, this comes out to be plus 12, so this is minus 39 divided by minus 3 is 13. Now let me go to another topic, which is word problem. So this, I have taken 2 questions in the word problem. What I'll do is, I'll take the first question and then I'll go to the second question. And the word problem is like this. So the first question which I have taken is from time, speed, and distance, and this tells me that two places A and B are 160 kilometer apart on highway. One car starts from A and another car. So I'll make this. These are the two places A and B, and distance between them is 160 kilometer. Now car C1 starts from here and car C2 starts from B. So if they travel in same direction, so it means that what I need to do is, suppose the speed of car 1 is X and the speed of car 2 is Y. So it travels for how many hours? 8 hours. So it travels for, look at here, 8 hours. So distance traveled would be how much? Distance traveled would be by car A would be 8x. So distance, I'm writing the formula here. Distance is equal to speed into time. And distance traveled by car B would be, suppose the speed is y, so 8y. Now what happens is, if they are going in the same direction, if A is moving towards y and they are meeting here, so distance traveled by B is 8y and distance traveled by x is 160 plus 8y. So this 8x is equal to 160 plus distance traveled by B, which is 8y. So 8x minus 8y comes out to be 160, or x minus y comes out to be 20. This is my first equation. Now let's say that when they travel in opposite direction, so what happens is, in this case, 8x and plus 8y, distance traveled by A, which is this is 8x, and distance traveled by B, which is this 8y, and total distance is 160. So 8x plus 8y is 160. So x plus y no, this will not be 8x, this will be 2x basically, because the time taken is 2 hours only. So I'm just removing this. So 2x plus 2y, so x plus y comes out to be equal to 80. So I write here x plus y is equal to 80. So 2x is equal to 100, x is equal to 50, and y gets how much? So y would be here 80 minus 50, which is equal to 30. So that is how you have to solve these questions. Now let me move to the second question, which is this question. So this question say that a boat goes 16 kilometer upstream and 24 kilometer downstream in 6 hours. Also, it covers 12 kilometers upstream and 36 kilometers downstream in same time. Find the speed of the boat and in still water and that of stream. So try to understand, if speed of the boat VB in standstill water is suppose x, and speed of the stream, which is I say speed of the river, is y. So downstream means down the stream. So if you are coming down, speed would be added up. So V downstream speed is equal to x plus y, which is speed of boat in standstill water plus speed of river. And upstream means going against the stream. This is with the stream. With the stream means speed of the stream gets added up. Going upstream means going against the stream. So what happens? Speed of the stream does not get added up. So it gets subtracted. You are going against the stream. So stream will oppose the navigation of the boat. So hence x minus y. VBS minus VR. Please remember these things very properly. Now what happens is, 16 kilometer upstream and 24 kilometer downstream in 6 hours. So time taken here is T1 and here it is T2. So total time T is equal to T1 plus T2, and time is how much? Distance divided by stream. So speed. So 16 kilometer upstream. So I'm writing D1 divided by upstream speed, and this is D2 downstream speed, and that comes out to be 16. So I'm writing here 16 divided by x minus y plus 24 divided by x plus y is equal to how many hours? 6 hours. So this will not be 16, this will be 6 hours. Similarly, 12 kilometers upstream, so 12 divided by x minus y plus 36 divided by x plus y is equal to same time, so same 6 hours. So what happens is, now I'll assume I'm taking here 1 by x minus y is u and 1 by x plus y is equal to v. So what I get over here is 16u plus 24v is equal to 6. And what I get over here is 12u plus 36v is equal to 6. Now this can be cut down by 2, so because 2 is common, so this gives me 8u plus 12v is equal to 3, and this gives me 6u plus 18v is equal to 3. Now this can be cancelled out easily, so I'll multiply this equation with 3 and this with 2. If I get multiply this equation with 3, so this gives me, let me make some space for you, this gives me, multiply this with 3 and this with 2, so this gives me 24u plus 36v is equal to 9, and this gives me 12u plus 36v is equal to 6. Now this will give me how much? 12u is equal to 3, u is equal to 1 by 4. Now if u is equal to 1 by 4, what will be value of v? So 24 into 1 by 4 plus 36v is equal to 9. So 36v is equal to, this comes out to be 6. So 9 minus 6 is equal to 3. V comes out to be 3 by 36, which is equal to 1 by 12. So it means that u was 1 by x minus y. So x minus y is equal to 4 and x plus y is equal to 12. From here, x will come out to 8 and y will come out to be, one second. So x 2x is equal to 16, so x is equal to 8, and y would be equal to 4. So x is, it means that x I have assumed to be vvs, so this is 8 kilometer per hour and this is 4 kilometer per hour. So that is how you have to solve these kind of questions. With this question, I'm done with 2 topics. I made a few calculation mistakes while doing this questions. So the basic problem in this topic is you will never find these questions wrong because there is not much concept involved. The only way I'm again repeating this, which I repeated nearly 5-6 slides back, is that the only way you can get these questions wrong is once you have made calculation mistakes. So anyway, in maths question, you will have few calculations errors here and there which you will identify. Once you identify it, don't do like this, that you are writing 2x plus 3y is equal to 5 and you find that this 5 is 7, so you do like this and then you write like 7. Don't do this. If you identify this, that 2x plus 3y is equal to 5 and this is incorrect, you just cut it like this, right here 2x plus 3y is equal to 7. So this will tell me that specifically that this is not applicable to my question. Don't do like this. These things doesn't look good on the maths paper. Just use this one line to strike down your question properly. And once you write like this, you have a better idea of what the question is and what you have to do. So try to avoid your calculation mistakes in this question, in this topic. This is true for all topics in maths, but this topic is not at all difficult on conceptual basis. You can only make mistake when you have when you do calculation errors. So please avoid calculation errors in this case. Now what happens is I'm taking a last question in this topic, and this question is like this. So I'm writing here, the question is like this: 90% and 97% pure acid solution are mixed to obtain 21 liter of 95% pure acid solution. Find the quantity of each type of acid to be mixed to form the mixture. Now it's like this. So let the given solutions be labeled as P and Q, A and B, anything you can assume. And I'm saying that solution A and B. So what happens is X and Y together, the total volume has been given as 21 liters. So suppose I take X liter of A and Y liter of B. So first equation over here, see, you should, in this, why this question doesn't look simple by reading it is that you have been given only one data, 90%, 97%, you obtain 21 liter of 95%. Whatever is the concentration of acid, if two different liquids have been mixed together to obtain 21 liter of final solution, it tells me that addition of volume 1 and volume 2 is equal to 21 liter. So that is why I'm taking volume N1 over here as X and volume 2 over here as Y, and X plus Y is equal to 21 liters. Now second equation would be about concentration of liquid. So 90 per X, in X 90% is acid, so 90 into X by 100, and plus 97% in Y, so 97 into Y by 100, and this gives me how much? 95% of 21. So this is 95 by 100 into 21. So what I obtain over here is that this is 9x by 10 plus 97y by 100 is equal to, if I, this becomes how much? This becomes 19, this becomes 20, 19 into 21 is 9, 399 divided by 20, and I have X plus Y is equal to 21. So I have two equations, one equation here and second equation here. Now I need to solve it. So how do I solve it? Generally what I do is, I have already done a question like this, that 9x. So what I do is, in this kind of question, I try to eliminate the denominator. The first thing that I do is to eliminate the denominator. And how do I eliminate the denominator over here is that 100, 10, 10, 100 and 20, the LCM is 100. So this is 90x plus 97y is equal to 399 into 5. So this is nothing but 400 into 5, 1995 divided by 100. So this 100 and 100 gone, I get X plus Y is equal to 21, and 90x plus 97y is equal to 1995. So multiply this with 90, this gives you 90x plus 90y, and 90 into 21 is 1890. So what do I get here is 1890. So I get 7y is equal to 105. So y comes out to be 15. If y is 15, x comes out to be 6. So this is how you need to find the values. So I hope you understood everything which I have tried to cover today. In today's class, I have tried to cover different kind of equations, consistent, inconsistent equations. So consistent equation was where I had at least one solution of x and y. So there were two cases possible, that either I'll have one solution, or I'll have infinite solution. In inconsistent, this is for consistent. For inconsistent, no solution. I have already explained that one solution means intersection of two lines, infinite solution means coinciding of two lines, and no solution means two lines parallel. Now I told you about graphical elimination, substitution, and for this case, one solution case only, I told you about cross multiplication methods of solving the equations. Then what I did was I took cases for solvability, or cases of solvability. So in that case, I had three cases: a1 by a2 not equal to b1 by b2 for unique solution, a1 by a2 equal to b1 by b2 equal to c1 by c2 for infinite solution, and a1 by a2 equal to b1 by b2 not equal to c1 by c2 for no solution. So these three cases I have taken for you. In graphical method, what I have suggested is, one thing which I again suggest is that once you find out point of intersection, you just try to put these values in the equation given and check whether that intersection point which you are writing in the graph paper is correct or not. One mistake that people make is, once they are solving it with graphical method, they don't write the answer in their copy, they just leave it in the graph paper only. Don't do so. If graph papers are provided to you and you are solving it with graphical method, it is mandatory for you to write the same thing in the copy. That this is, suppose this is question number 14, so in your answer sheet you write question number 14, all the x and corresponding x and y value you draw in your notebook in under the heading question number 14, and then you write that graph has been drawn in the graph paper, and then you say that uh, as per the graph, intersection point is this, so hence x and solution of this pair of equation would be x and y is equal to this, and mention that as per the graph. Also, once you find this x and y value, put it in the equation and find out that whether you are finding out right value of x and y or not, because most of the time what happens is people find out x and y value, but their graphs are not 100% accurate, so they tend to get wrong answers. So it's better that graph maybe here and there a little bit 1% mistake here and there, but once you solve the equation and find out the values, that gives you a surety that what point to mark over here. So in the rough sheet you should already solve it and find out what corresponding x and y value I'll get. You mark the same point and then write that as per the graph this is your x and y value is. So in graphical method, just be a little bit cautious while writing the answer. Don't leave things only in the graph paper. Do write it in the answer books also. In case of if it has been mentioned that you have to solve any pair of linear equation with elimination or substitution method, do apply the same method. Don't apply your own method over there, that I don't know elimination, or elimination method is a bit tedious over here or a bit long over there, so instead of elimination you are doing it with substitution method. Don't do that mistake. Even if your answer is right, you will not get the marks. You will simply get 0 marks over there. And in the third case, cross multiplication, do try to memorize what I have already given you. Cross multiplication, a1 plus b1, a1x plus b1y plus c1 is equal to 0, and a2x plus b2y plus c2 is equal to 0. In this case, you should write x, y, z, and you start writing from here b1, b2, c1, c2, a1, a2, and b1, b2. Once this c1, c2 goes here, replace this c1, c2 by minus c1, c2. So if I write that 2x plus 3y minus 3 and 5x minus 2y is equal to minus 1, here as it is coming after the equal to sign, this c1 becomes minus 3, so this becomes plus 3. So which is actually the case that this is 2x plus 3y plus 3 is equal to 0, and when it is on the left hand side of this equal to sign, this c1 c2 is positive. So have a clear cut identification of what c1 c2 values you are putting in the equation here, because if this is not correct, even though the answer, I mean most of the people who are writing the equation would get this question right, but just don't make mistake here. Time and again, I'm focusing on these values, that you have to put c1 and c2 values correctly. Just look at which side of the equal to sign it is it, and depending on that, you put the c1 and c2 value accordingly. So this is it for today's class. Tomorrow again, for the crash course, tomorrow you will have a chemistry crash course. So uh, I hope you understood everything out here, and thank you so much for joining the session. So thanks from Centum Academy once again, and wish you all the very best. Thank you.